This is Heavy Talk. Each episode serves up straight talk with no chaser.
The point I'm making here is real simple, Stephen A. You literally don't know anything about Congress. You know nothing about how the House works. You know about basketball, NFL, all sort of stuff like that. You don't know anything about this. You've done no research, Stephen A. You've done no studying. You can't even get the most basic fact correct, which is how many people she represents in the 30th Congressional District. You can't even get that right. And so here's why you get criticized. Because you pop off not knowing what you're talking about.
ESPN's Stephen A. Smith has faced a lot of backlash for his comments lately, particularly those made about black women. As of late, he's been under fire for comments he made about Jasmine Crockett. This comes on the heels of his recent interest in politics and the possibility of running for office.
Unfortunately, over the last few weeks, I've had no choice but to get a bit more serious about it. I've been approached by people on Capitol Hill. I've been approached by people who are elected officials in office, whether it's governors or mayors or what have you, and people have legitimately and seriously asked me about that. I have no desire to be a politician. My life is pretty well, but I've decided I'm no longer going to close that door.
In this video, I want to highlight the history of questionable comments made by Stephen A. Smith. First, let's talk about his recent comments about U.S. Democratic Representative Jasmine Crockett that has sparked backlash from the black community. Here's the comments that caused the backlash.
How Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work. This educated, brilliant black woman representing over 750,000 people is engaging in verbiage and rhetoric for the streets. And that's fine when you're in the streets. How many of y'all bring the streets to the table when you're at the negotiating table trying to get a deal done? How many of you are able to think that for a second that you're able to bring street verbiage to Capitol Hill and that's going to work for you?
A few moments later.
I asked a question. I get it now with Trump feeding into that nonsense, giving him fodder or ammunition to continue to go out there and talk about our black women that way. I got it. I don't like that at all. I don't want to be associated with nothing like that. And I apologize because I respect the hell out of Jasmine Crockett and what she has accomplished. I absolutely do. And I appreciate the fact that she feels compelled to fight the way that she fights because of what she's dealing with.
Now that we've talked about his recent comments, let's work backwards, starting with Serena Williams. Earlier this year, Stephen A. Smith faced backlash for his comments about Serena Williams' cameo at the 2025 Super Bowl, headlined by Kendrick Lamar. Based on the recent heated rap beef between Drake and Kendrick, some took her participation as a snub to Drake, who she was previously romantically linked to. Here's what Stephen A. Smith had to say on First Take.
If I'm married and my wife is going to join trolling her ex, go back to his ass. Because clearly you don't belong with me. What you worried about him for and you with me?
I gotta get that link back.
Bye.
These comments caused backlash for months, and things were stirred back up when Serena's husband went on ESPN's First Take to clap back.
Stephen A. Smith, I think you had some marriage advice for me. Is that right? Or
Well, you know what? Listen, I didn't. People, headlines are headlines. We can get into that another time. But I was
hoping you were going to be here.
No, I am not qualified. Married? Right. Oh no, not me. Well, I ain't qualified, my brother. I'm not qualified.
I was going to ask because you hadn't been married before, right?
I am married.
No, see.
No.
Okay. Yeah, because I give advice to plenty of founders who want to build billion-dollar companies. And the reason I do that is because I build billion-dollar companies.
Stephen A. Smith was back in the headlines after comments he made on former Vice President Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris recently released a book, 107 Days. Stephen A. Smith has sharp comments about her book and political future.
I believe Kamala Harris's political career is over. I think you've seen the last of her with this book, politically. I'm quite sure she's a highly intelligent woman, very accomplished. She's a former state attorney general. She's a former senator. She's a former vice president of the United States and obviously the Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States in 2024. But this was the last straw.
After MSNBC canceled Joy Reid's show, The Readout, Stephen A. Smith has some harsh comments for Joy Reid and public outcry about the cancellation.
But if you really, really want to be helpful in knowing this business, if you really, really want it to be helpful to Joy Reid, the time to support her, would it be now over digital airwaves and everywhere else while everybody's speaking and up in arms that her show got canceled? The time would have been to make sure that even in the aftermath of that election, that 1.4 million audience that she was drawing in prior to the election is the same audience that would have been there after the election. That's how you keep folks on the air.
The tense exchange between Stephen A. Smith and Monica McNutt became a public controversy following a heated on-air debate on ESPN's First Take. The feud centered on McNutt's accusation that Smith and his platform has not done enough to cover women's basketball before the arrival of Caitlin Clark. Here's the exchange.
All right.
Who talks about the WNBA? Who talks about women? Who talk about women's sports more than First Take?
Stephen A., respectfully, with your platform, you could have been doing this 3 years ago if you wanted to.
Wow.
All right, we got to go. You guys.
So did you say
you're my guy, but
who does more than
Stephen
us?
I'm talking to you.
Wow.
Don't do that. I'm talking to you about the power that you have.
Okay.
I'm talking to you.
Stephen A. Smith will later go on his show to make these comments, which many found problems with.
To address Monica McNutt's point, I found it very unfortunate that she would say that. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the executive producer of First Take. You ever heard of Monica McNutt? You have now, because she's on First Take a lot.
Stephen A. Smith faced backlash for the perceived mocking of Nigerian names when discussing the 2021 Olympics U.S. men's basketball team.
This damn roster. There's no excuse to lose to Nigeria. Some dude, Gabe Namdi, who goes by Gabe Vincent for the Miami Heat, Caleb Agata, Namu, or however the hell you pronounce his name.
Stephen A. Smith has faced controversy for his Colin Kaepernick stance. In large part, Stephen A.'s criticism stemmed from the 2019 NFL private workout debacle.
But you didn't take any questions and all of this stuff. You just look at it and it reeks of a PR stunt, a PR campaign, the kind of thing that you accused the NFL of doing. And what I'm saying is you also showed up with a Kuta Kente T-shirt on. You understand the character from Roots, obviously a freed slave, etc. The point is, what are you saying about the owners when you do that? You know what you think about them. You've publicized what you think about them. Hey, you're entitled to feel whatever way you feel, but you also want a job with them.
I think that he loves the fact that he has been martyred, and he's more preoccupied with that than being an NFL quarterback. I'm not saying he doesn't want to be an NFL quarterback. I'm saying that that doesn't appear to be his priority more than being martyred for the position that he's taken. He's enjoying
$10 million. So you got $10 million or less, and we don't know
For what? We don't know what they capitulated to. We don't know what you capitulated to, which begs the question, what did you really do all of this for?
Has Stephen A. always been so brash with his takes, or is this new due to his political aspirations? I suppose that remains to be seen. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.